Welcome to the Moonlight Tales. Before we begin, take a moment to get comfortable, settle in, breathe slowly, and let the day fade away. Tonight's tale is called The Last Light Inn. You will wander quiet cobblestone streets beneath the evening mist, arriving at a tucked-away inn glowing with warmth and firelight, where calm conversation, gentle music, and the soft rhythm of rain invite you to rest and let go. Now, close your eyes and still your mind as we begin our tale. You arrive at the edge of the city just as twilight settles. The sun has dipped below the rooftops, and the sky is a canvas of indigo brushed with fading streaks of gold. The air is crisp and cool, yet inviting. The lingering scent of rain clinging to the surroundings. A soft mist glows under the lanterns, swirling gently in your wake as you walk. The city is quiet, not silent, but at peace. Curtains are drawn, storefronts darkened. The world is tucking itself in. You pass a florist's window, the display now empty, save for a few potted herbs, basking under a low amber light. Beside it, a narrow alley winds into darkness, where ivy climbs the walls like it is reaching for something forgotten. A bakery sign swings overhead, the scent of bread still faintly lingering from hours earlier. Your footsteps echo gently. The streets wind as if they are leading you somewhere intentional. You follow. You pass under an archway of old brick, where vines twist and climb, their leaves glistening with the day's rain. A small fountain bubbles gently in a tiny square. You pause here for a moment, letting the sound wash over you. There is a kind of magic in this stillness. Not the kind of magic in books or spells, but the kind that lives in the quiet between things. You stand there a little longer, then move on. A cobblestone lane leads you through a narrow street where wrought iron balconies stretch over your head. From one, the soft melody of someone humming a lullaby drifts into the air. The sound is barely audible, like memory brushing the edge of your senses. The rain begins as a whisper, then a hush. The air grows thicker and cooler, wrapping around you like a breath held by the city itself. You cross a small stone bridge over a narrow canal, where tiny paper lanterns drift lazily on the water. Their flickering lights shimmer across the ripples. You stop to watch them for a moment. Each one is like a dream being carried gently downstream. You linger there, your hand resting on the railing, feeling the cool iron under your fingertips. Somewhere nearby, the creak of a door, the rustle of laundry being brought in from a line. It all feels far away, like a song you can hum but not name. As you round a final bend in the lane, the buildings part to reveal a quiet courtyard nestled beneath the low-hanging boughs of rain-dappled trees. The soft patter of raindrops creates a rhythm against cobblestone and ivy-laced walls. There, tucked between ivy-covered brick and the sleepy hush of the city's edge, stands a charming old inn. A warm glow filters through fogged glass windows, golden lights spilling onto the slick stone like a welcome mat. The inn is 2 stories tall, its wood beams aged but sturdy, and its shingled roof glistening in the drizzle. Iron lanterns hang on either side of the doorway, their amber flames dancing behind glass. The windows are latticed with diamond panes, and behind them, the flicker of firelight and silhouettes of quiet company suggest a space alive with comfort. A carved wooden sign sways gently above the entrance, creaking softly with each roll of the breeze. Its lettering, though worn, reads clearly, "Last Light Inn." You approach the door and take hold of the worn brass handle. The door yields beneath your grasp, easing open with a gentle creak. You step into warmth. It greets you like a blanket freshly pulled from the hearth. Rich scents fill the air, oak-scented smoke, honeyed bread, dried rosemary, a hint of citrus. Candles line the mantel, their flames steady and golden. Wood-paneled walls give off a faint scent of pine and polish. The inn is not crowded, only a few guests. A cloaked figure near the window pages through a book. 2 travelers near the bar talk softly, their words too low to follow. The room hums with quiet life. A calico cat weaves between the table legs before leaping gracefully onto the counter. It settles at the end in a small basket, purring with content. You remove your coat. The warmth of the room eases into your bones. Your shoulders drop. The air feels thick with stories never spoken aloud. You imagine the walls remember every guest, the laughter, the silence, the sighs just before sleep. A server walks past carrying a tray of steaming bread and cheese. The scent trails behind her, mingling with the faint sweetness of dried fruit and spiced cider. You close your eyes and simply breathe. The quiet here is not empty. It is full, intentional. It holds you. The innkeeper approaches. She has silver-streaked hair braided over one shoulder. Her apron is dusted with flour, and she emanates a faint scent of lavender. She smiles, warm and quiet. "Long walk?" she asks. You nod. She sets a menu down as you take a seat in a cozy corner by a window, framed by embroidered velvet drapes. The wooden chair creaks gently beneath you, sturdy and worn smooth by time. You run your fingers across the polished tabletop, warm from the nearby hearth. Outside, the rain continues its quiet rhythm, trailing silver lines across the glass. In the center of the table, a small candle flickers gently, its golden flame swaying to and fro in a mesmerizing dance. "I've just finished steeping a fresh pot of tea," the innkeeper adds. "It's calming, helps the mind wander, but not too far." You accept with another nod. She disappears into the back. While you wait, you glance at the other tables. A man carves tiny animals from blocks of wood. A woman sketches the fire, eyes half closed in concentration. An elderly couple plays a slow game of cards, not bothering to keep score. The inn has its own rhythm. It does not match the city or the road. It is the rhythm of resting hearts and empty hands. You rest your elbows on the table and gaze at the flickering candle again. It wavers slightly with each breath of warm air that moves through the room. The innkeeper returns with the tea. You thank her quietly. The tea is warm, herbal, and delicately floral. A little sweet, a little earthy. It spreads through your chest like warmth through a cold room. You let it sit in your hands for a long time. One hand strokes the curve of the mug idly as you listen to the room breathe. No one is in a hurry. No one is pretending not to be tired. A deep, slow bell chimes somewhere in the distance. Perhaps the city's old clock tower. You take another sip, and time seems to stretch out like the surface of the tea. Calm, reflective, unbroken. You turn your attention to the fire. It is not loud or dramatic, just a slow burning presence, flames licking gently at the logs, embers pulsing faintly underneath. You can hear them breathe. The cat stretches near the hearth, paws curled in, tail flicking. You stare into the flames and begin to drift, not away, but deeper. Your breath slows, your shoulders sink further. You forget what time it is, or what time is for. A single moth circles the firelight, its wings catching golden glow. You think of a cabin long ago, a forest walk, a night under stars that felt close enough to touch. A distant laugh echoes softly, not from the present, but from memory. Someone once laughed beside you. Over a fire like this, you cannot recall their face, but the warmth remains. You think of a hand that once held yours, of laughter that never asked for anything in return. The room becomes a gentle echo chamber for what once was. From somewhere in the back corner, music begins to play. A single note, then a second. A soft, slow melody from a stringed instrument. The kind of tune meant for thinking without thinking, wandering without moving. No one applauds, no one speaks, it just exists. A presence in the room, like the fire, like the rain. You rest your cheek on your hand. You take another sip of tea. The heat has faded, but the warmth remains. The notes bend and float, a lullaby you have never heard, but somehow remember. You close your eyes. For a moment, the inn disappears, becomes a field beneath the stars, then returns again with the crackle of a log shifting. The innkeeper returns once more. She does not speak, just smiles and sets a small iron key on the table. Tied to it, a little leather tag, Room 3. You rise, the chair offering a soft groan of farewell beneath you. A slow stretch follows. Your arms lift, your spine unfurls. There is no pain in the motion, only the quiet language of a body winding down. You cross the room, stepping lightly across the warm floorboards. The fire at your back dims in your periphery, replaced by the low glow of lanterns lining the staircase. You begin your ascent. Each step is a hush, a measured echo. The stairwell narrows slightly near the top, like the building is leaning in to keep its secrets. The hallway is lit with soft lanterns. The air is perfectly still, fragrant with beeswax, old books, and clean linen. The walls, paneled in dark wood, seem to hum faintly with warmth. You pass a series of closed doors, each one unique. One has a delicate wind chime that sings as if stirred by invisible breath. Another bears a pressed flower beneath glass, faded but carefully preserved. A third displays a charm of silver and twine, hand-woven and precise. A door stands slightly ajar. Through the gap you glimpse someone sitting cross-legged on the floor, their hands resting on their knees, a candle burning low beside them. Stillness radiates from the room like incense. A few steps farther you hear the quiet hum of another guest, folding clothes into a travel bag. The hallway lives and breathes in these small rituals, undisturbed, unhurried. Midway down, you pause at a wide window, framed by heavy curtains drawn back. Below, the street lies cloaked in mist. Lanterns burn steady through the fog, casting golden halos that hover like sleeping fireflies. You take a breath. The air smells faintly of the rain-slicked world below, and the stillness wrapped around this place. Then, with a final step, you arrive. Room 3. The door yields beneath your hand with a soft click, swinging inward with no resistance, as though it too was expecting you. You step into a quiet haven. The room embraces you with gentle warmth and hush. A thick featherbed dressed in blankets of deep earth tones promises rest at its center. In the corner, a single candle burns low on the windowsill, its glow casting soft shadows across the walls. The scent of dried petals and herbs floats lightly in the air. Lavender, sandalwood, and a trace of something sweet and hard to name. A small writing desk stands near the window, an old book lying open as if paused mid-thought. A folded robe hangs neatly over the back of the chair. Beneath it, a pair of slippers waits patiently, perfectly aligned. A low armchair beside a quiet hearth catches your eye. You cross the room and settle into it. The upholstery is soft and yielding. The flames whisper and shift, painting flickering gold across the stonework. For a while, you simply sit, watching the dance of light, the sway of the candle, the way the shadows gather and drift. You reach for the book and lift it into your lap. Poetry. Your eyes fall on a single line. Something about stars and distance, memory and time. You do not read more. Enough. You rise and walk to the door, placing your hand against it for a moment before gently closing it behind you. A soft click. The hush deepens. The rain continues outside, a gentle rhythm against the glass. It fills the room like a breath. You turn to the wash basin by the wall. The water is cool as it slips between your fingers. You wash slowly, deliberately, savoring the sensation. The linen towel waiting beside you is soft, clean, and slightly scented. You change clothes. The fabric of your nightwear is light, breathable, comforting. You stretch, loosening the last held tension in your limbs. Shoulders roll, neck tilts. A quiet breath leaves you. The room breathes with you. Then, at last, you turn down the covers and climb into bed. The mattress sighs beneath your weight. The pillow shapes itself around your head. The quilt, heavy and warm, wraps you like a familiar embrace. You close your eyes. You listen. The wind whispers at the window. The candle flickers. Somewhere in the bones of the inn, wood creaks softly, a sound like contentment. You do not think. You feel stillness, safety, warmth. And in that warmth, a final thought rises, delicate and fleeting. Peace is not always found in silence. Sometimes it is a blanket, the stillness of breath beneath quilted calm, and the quiet certainty that for tonight, the world can wait. And then even that thought fades, like mist on the glass. There are no more questions, no more decisions, only the hush of the room, a hush not born of absence, but of peace. Your breath deepens, unhurried. Thoughts dissolve like mist retreating from dawn. You drift, not away, but inward, through quiet recollections, through softened edges of memory, through the comforting folds of the quilt drawn close around you. The fire hums low, the candle flickers once more and stills. Somewhere outside, the rain continues its ancient song. You do not notice the precise moment when sleep takes your hand, only that it does, and it holds you steady, gentle, enduring, like everything else here at the Last Light Inn. And with that Dear dreamer, our tale for tonight comes to an end. I hope it brought you some small measure of peace and comfort. Until our next tale unfolds, I bid you good night and sweet dreams.